All right, we're going to keep adding some controls to our delay lines and feedback, but we're going to get a little more fine-tuned. I'm going to keep my node input and just move it over a little bit. So I'm going to create something just a little more variable, and I'm going to use MIDI control. So I'm going to set up a couple of controllers, 12 on my keyboard. Um, Always good to make sure you're getting what you think you're getting. So that's there. And scale that for delay values. So 0 to 127 is going to get scaled for delay times now. Um, that's going to be, let's say delay, my shortest delay could be 1 millisecond. And my longest delay, um, let's go towards maybe, let's go to 50. Both of those are floating point. And want to also, let's break this, I want to put this back over here. So floating point out. And I can see my scale delay times from 1 up to 50. Okay. Now, since I'm affecting an audio signal at audio rate, I need to make sure my changes are smooth rather than discrete. So every time I move the wheel, like 7.9 jumps to something in the 8s, to something in the 9s, those are going to make clicks as I change the delay time value. So what I need to do is turn this into an audio signal that changes smoothly. Now to do that, I need a line. Line is useful for generating envelopes or segments of envelopes. And it needs a target that it moves to and the time in milliseconds that it gets there. So for this, I'm going to use a message. Say $1 is the target I'm trying to reach. That's going to be whatever this delay time is that comes in. And it's going to take, let's say, 50 milliseconds to change and get to the place. So this creates a little bit of a ramp. And then this can go directly into tap out. And it's going to change the delay at an audio rate. And what that does is going to make for a smooth delay change. Also, now that I've done this, the argument is worthless because it's at an audio rate, it's getting its delay time updated. So it just doesn't even, it just ignores that. So now I'm going to switch over and do some, my feedback's still up, so that's fine. I'll do some, let's bring it down a little bit so I don't feed back. Low, low, low. Bring that up. Bring that up a little bit. Smooth back up. Low, 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 low. Realized I was muted there. So I've got control of my feedback time, and it changes smoothly according to the line. When a value change, it takes 50 milliseconds to change the value, creates just a little bit of a smooth ramp. So I want to make another control in line to control the feedback. So I use the next controller on my keyboard. And here the feedback's got to go from 0 to 0. Let's say 99. Let's say 995. And now this can go and change this, and it's going to get plugged into the multiplication. So I'm going to mute up again here. Hello, 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 Wow, 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 wow. Low, 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 low. Much more like my original voice with just a little bit of filtering. Ringing, ringing. And I still have this so that if I go to the long delay time, hello, 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 wow. So remember to unmute the mic that time. And I have just smooth control. No clicks. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this idea and use, instead of, let's do this up here. So my feedback is there. Let's move it over. I'm going to bring my note back in here because I can make a kind of portamento, make a slide. I've been doing short, so I can do this, but I'm going to do a slightly different thing for the delay time. Instead of using this, going to say pack, and it's going to have two numbers. One is the what will be the target value, and the other will be the time it takes to get there. And let's say now I'm going to do this for 2,000 milliseconds or 2 seconds. And I'm also going to have a little float control if I want to change that. And so now this is going to go into line. And this audio output is going to go be my delay time. And let me switch over. Also, let's find some, set up a pitch. I'm going to set up my feedback is still over here, so I'm going to turn it up so you can hear. And as I change pitches, you'll hear what's going to happen. So as the it's making a smooth, a 2-second or 2,000 millisecond change from one value to another, and it creates a little bit of a Doppler effect that's going through from one to the other. You can use delay lines as time-based pitch shifters if you want, but this gives you a little smooth change, and I can change how long that takes. If it's 100. Whoa. So the resonator pitch changes over time. And then now that I can have either way work based on a switch. So let's take this and decide if I want, what I say, continuous control or discrete pitches. And I'm going to hook both these up to a gate that has two outputs. Actually, I'm going to go the other way. I'm making a mistake. Switch to making more mistakes. There we go. So this can take any number of inputs and lets you open and control inputs to send to one output. So I'm going to have two. And this is input 1, input 2. The output of this goes to my delay. And this can work with, I can use a toggle, I can use a tab object. I'll do a tab object. Go over and edit the tab, and I just need two things. So the first thing is CC, the second thing will be note. And it's going to output a number based on what I choose, the location. That's 0 and that's 1. I'm going to add 1. And then have this loop around to my control inlet. So I'm going to originally, let's do choose the CC. Switch over here. So I have dry. I have control with the continuous controller changing. Then I can switch over to no control, and that will respond to whatever key I press. So the selector gives me a chance to change what's controlling my delay time parameter with audio. So that's working there. And I'm going to stop at this point, do one or two more.